More men accuse Abercrombie and Fitch boss of sexual exploitation and injections. More men have recently come forward with allegations of being recruited and exploited for sex at parties organized by former Abercrombie and Fitch while Mike Jeffries and his partner Matthew Smith. The men, ranging from various age groups, shared their experiences on the BBC's World of Secrets podcast, shedding light on serious allegations of abuse and misconduct at these events. These parties reportedly involved sexual acts, with attendees being coerced into participating under the guise of entertainment. Victims claimed they were injected with substances like liquid Viagra and subjected to unwanted advances by Jeffries and Smith. The use of company resources, such as email addresses, to facilitate these events has also been raised as a concern. Despite denials from Jeffries and Smith about any wrongdoing, the allegations have prompted a deeper investigation by law enforcement, including the FBI. The recent accounts presented in the podcast have added more weight to the claims, challenging on attempts to distance itself from the scandal. Victims like Luke, who was recruited through a modeling site and coerced into participating in one of these events, described feeling trapped and pressured into compromising situations. The use of non-disclosure agreements, financial incentives, and manipulation tactics were reported as part of the victims' experiences. One survivor, Chris, recounted being injected with liquid Viagra and experiencing adverse reactions during an encounter at Jeffries' townhouse. Despite his distress, he claimed that assistance was not provided, indicating a callous disregard for their well-being. Former model Keith Milkey shed light on the exploitation of straight men at these events, emphasizing the coercive tactics used to make them participate in sexual activities. The failure to provide proper information or obtain consent from participants highlights the unethical nature of these events. The investigations into these allegations have drawn attention to the need for accountability and justice for the victims. The FBI's involvement suggests that criminal charges may be pursued against those responsible for organizing and participating in these events. The podcast serves as a platform for survivors to share their stories and seek validation for their experiences of abuse and exploitation at the hands of influential figures like Jeffries and Smith. Diego Galen, who was interviewed by a private investigator on behalf of Jeffries after the FBI investigation, revealed that attendees of the alleged sex parties were aware of what was happening. He claimed to have attended the events after being paid by James Jack Hobson, who served as a middleman for Jeffries and Smith, describing Michael and Matthew as high-profile gay men who enjoyed sex with young, attractive men. The BBC aired a documentary last year featuring men recruited for sex parties involving Jeffries, which extended across various locations worldwide. The parties allegedly took place in the U.S., London, Paris, Venice, Marrakesh, the Caribbean, and even Claridge's in Mayfair. Some men reported being sexually exploited or coerced into acts against or while during these events. The BBC has corroborated these accounts with evidence such as emails, flight tickets, and statements from former staff members of Jeffries' household. Unf is facing a civil lawsuit from an abuse survivor, David Bradbury, who holds the retailer partially responsible for Jeffries' actions. Jeffries, known for his controversial management style at Abercrombie and Fitch, introduced practices such as hiring based on appearance, which led to discrimination allegations. Despite the controversy, Jeffries managed to revive the company's fortunes, though recent legal battles have tainted his legacy. Both Jeffries and Smith have denied the allegations, choosing to deal with them in court in response to defamation claims. Jeffries maintains his silence, citing his retirement status and advanced stage. Legal proceedings are ongoing, with a U.S. court ruling that ONF must cover Jeffries' legal fees related to the sex trafficking and rape allegations. Despite the legal battles and media scrutiny, Jeffries and Smith have chosen not to comment publicly on the matter.